What about it, YouTube? Okay, once again today on Ask Dr. Brown, the Messianic Jew. He's done another video, live stream, about exposing the hysteria behind Noahide laws, suggesting that anyone who talks about Noahide laws in a negative way, anyone who claims that Noahide laws will be impactful and hurt Christians, anyone who discusses such things is a conspiracy theorist and should be ignored because they're just hysterical and don't know what they're talking about. But he doesn't do anything to back up what he says. He just says out of hand that Noahide laws are, in his words, there's more truth to Santa Claus than Noahide laws, while admitting that he heard about them as a young man, as a Jew. So he talks out of both sides of his mouth, but here we go. This is what is disturbing to Christians. Here's the web address, okay? I'll put it as a link. The tyranny of the Noahide. Let's be blunt. The blog post is a complete denunciation of the Noahide laws. These are anathema to the followers of the truth in Mashiach, who is the way, the truth, and the life. Here we are going to see that the Noahide laws presented to the world by Hasidic and Orthodox Judaism are first false in their conception and their history, and second, and not any form of morality whatsoever, as we will soon see. Yeshua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. That's John. Let's begin by the admission as to what are the Noahide laws in the modern world. According to Jews and Hasidic Gentiles united to save America, the following is true. You understand, this is them telling you about it, Dr. Brown. This is this group of Jews and Shabbos Goy. To the Jewish people, God gave the entire Torah teachings as their law. They therefore have a special responsibility with special commandments to be the priesthood of the world, a light unto the nations. What about the rest of the world? What is God's will for them? God gave Noah and all his descendants 7 commandments to obey. These 7 universal laws, known as the 7 Noahide laws, were affirmed with Moses and the Jewish people at Mount Sinai in what is now known as the Oral Torah, making God's law of no effect, if I remember right. Not written down so the rest of the world could verify this claim, establishing modern observance source of these laws. The 7 commandments, mitzvah, actually 7 categories of hundreds of specific laws, are God's will for all non-Jews. Non-Jews who reject all idolatrous ideas and accept the kingdom of the one God, accept the priests of the Jewish people as the guardians and teachers of Torah, and commit to the following the 7 laws, Noahide laws, as revealed in the Oral Torah. From Mount Sinai are Hasidic Gentiles or Noahides. The term Hasidic Gentiles derived from a classic commentary by the Rambam, Rav Moshe ben Maimonides in the Law of Kings. Anyone who accepts upon himself the fulfillment of these 7 mitzvahs, commandments, and is precise in their observance is considered one of the Hasidia Omas Oholam, Hasidim of the nations of the world, and will merit a share in the world to come. The 7 Noahide laws are the minimum observance for non-Jews. The source of these laws and the basis of their understanding is the Oral Torah, and God gave to the Jewish people at Mount Sinai, along with his written law. By learning from the Jews and performing the mitzvah, non-Jews have a crucial role in God's creation. So, if you're not catching this, they're making themselves an idol to God before the Goyim, the Gentiles, okay? You must go to them to go to heaven, to find God, okay? Not Jesus, them. The 7 Noahide laws actually encompass numerous details and applications within hundreds of laws, each with specific applications. One should also keep in mind that these laws are only the minimum basis for the Hasidic Gentile service to God, since there are many Jewish mitzvahs that non-Jews are encouraged to adopt to accomplish. Through these laws, the Gentile refines himself and the creation as a whole, fulfilling his purpose for existence. Did you catch that? The Jews are telling you that your works are what's going to help you, and they'll explain to you what your works are supposed to be. Rabbi Schneerson is the rabbi honored in public law. He also held a minority opinion that the Noahide laws can be enacted by force at any time. To back up this claim, Schneerson references the fact that Jewish legal sources on Noahide laws say that these can be enforced even when there is no Jewish court or Gertoshev. According to most Jewish legal scholars, a Gertoshev is a Noahide who lives in Israel, but this official title can only be granted by an official Sanhedrin, and there is only an official Sanhedrin in Israel at this time. However, who says an unofficial Sanhedrin at this time? However, Schneerson's followers have put forth legal arguments that one does not even need a Sanhedrin to announce Ger Toshav in Israel. The Noahide laws are based on the codification of oral laws set forth in the Babylonian Talmud. Because there is no written record prior to the creation of the Yeshua, we have only the opinion of these writers and their basis to substantiate the claims that their ordinances set forth therein were actual oral tradition or well understood and well accepted oral law, and that the written codification was free of all corruption some 1500 years, 15 centuries after they were supposedly given. Important to recognize, the first written Mishnah was finalized by Judah the Prince around the year 200 CE, well after CE, I guess, is the heretical way to say AD. Well, after the rise of the following of Yeshua had burst on the scene, it was polished in Babylon under Babylonian influence from 200 to 500 years later, and subsequently reaffirmed by the Zohar-influenced Sanhedrin in Spain during the time of Maimonides, mentioned above, who gave definitions to the Noahide laws some 2,500 years after they were supposedly given at Mount Sinai. Before we review the Noahide laws, let's take a quick look at the lies and the claims of this group of Jews, shall we? To the Jewish people, God gave the entire Torah law. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this. You guys can belabor reading all of it because it's very long. But he basically just BTFOs the idea that there's any kind of biblical calling for these. Okay. It's all baloney. It's all just made up bullcrap. Okay, Noahide number 1. Idolatry is forbidden. Man is commanded to believe in the one God alone and worship only Him. Here we go, Dr. Brown. Idolatry. To worship Yeshua as Messiah is blasphemy according to the Talmud and punishable by decapitation. I mean, I don't know why this article doesn't spend more time on that. I mean, look at all the detail that's gone into Noahide number 2. Okay? And I don't agree with, obviously, with any of this stuff. It's all derived from God's enemy. But I'm just kind of surprised that the first Noahide law doesn't have any commentary afterwards. This should be bad enough. It wouldn't matter what the rest of them say. So this is it, Dr. Brown. Where are we getting this wrong? Where does it say in the 7 Noahide laws that Jews love Christians and will let them worship Jesus? Where does it say that? Where in history did Jews become repentant and were redeemed by the Lord? When did they break from their rebellion and their revolutionary spirit towards the Lord? When? Tell me the day, because I didn't get the memo, Dr. Brown. John 8:42-44. If God was your father, you would love me. This is Jesus. Okay? Because you don't love me and you won't listen to me, you've got Satan as your father. That's what it goes on to say. Okay? This is a big deal, Dr. Brown. Okay? You're carrying water for these people. You're trying to say that it's Santa Claus. You're trying to say that anyone who questions it is a conspiracy theorist whack job. And I'm sorry, I can go just about anywhere, and I don't see anyone showing me where the Noahide number 1 law is good for Christians. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that at all. In fact, I'm getting rabbis who are saying that what they're going to do, the latest trick from the Jews, is they're going to tell you, and maybe you'll be part of this, Dr. Brown. Let me ask you this, Dr. Brown. Are you going to be one of those Jews who say, it's wonderful that you worship a Jew, speaking of Jesus? It's just you've got to recognize that all Jews carry this position of being chosen and above, and that you need to worship all Jews as you worship Jesus? That's one of the rabbis right now. I wish I remembered his name. But I hear this stuff, Dr. Brown. I'm wondering, are you going to be the same way? Are you going to be the same guy? Are you going to tell your flock, are you going to tell God's children that all Jews must be revered as if they were Jesus? Because that's what they're saying. The pride, Dr. Brown, so how can you be chosen and not have pride at this point after the new covenant? Right? How can you carry on this pride and say things like never forgive, never forget, and have this racist attitude towards the rest of the world, and somehow, Dr. Brown, you haven't shaken that off completely? How is it that you believe in Jesus, but you still adhere to this death cult, this antichrist death cult, whose tradition is dead set on attacking Christianity? You know, everything about it, dude, everything they touch, everything they promote is an attack on Christianity. How can you be part? Let me ask you this, Dr. Brown. When Al Goldstein says all Jews run porn, or I'm saying not all Jews, Jews run porn because we think Christ sucks. Who's he talking about? And is that you? Is that you? How is it that I can't see how I can never say anything about, hey, look, I don't like this. As a Christian, I don't like that there's a group who's actively running porn because they think Christ sucks. As soon as I say it's the Jews, as soon as I quote Al Goldstein, then I'm bad, right? I'm anti-Semitic, right? I'm the hater. I'm the one with the hardened heart. Really? Really? Where is it that I'm the hater when all I'm doing is saying, hey, look, we have a problem here? I mean, you're the aggressor, Dr. Brown. You and your death cult are the aggressor. You and your death cult are the one we're just saying, hey man, stop it. We don't, we have a problem here. We need to talk about the destruction that's caused in the wake of porn. We need to talk about the destruction that's caused in the wake of these foreign wars. All for Israel and the Greater Israel Project. Where are these boundaries for these people that you love so much? Dr. Brown, we don't even know the boundaries. That came up in the UN speech. Where's the boundaries? You guys just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and nobody stops you. And if anybody comes and says, hey, what's going on here? Oh, we're the bad one, right? I don't trust you, Dr. Brown. You're working for God's enemy. It's something you guys have been doing for centuries. Sneaking into Christianity. That's where the Jesuits came from. The Moranos. I mean, the secret societies like Masonry that come from B'nai B'rith. You guys are constantly working to distract the Goy from their Messiah and get them to work for you, to be Shabbos for you. In one way or another. That's all you guys do. So, yeah, the Noahide laws, we got a problem, Dr. Brown, and you need to get serious about it. Because the more you do videos, the more you're going to wake up people and you're going to figure out what a liar you are and what a scumbag you are. So I encourage you to keep doing videos on the Noahide laws. This is probably the greatest thing that will separate the wheat from the chaff. You being the chaff, Dr. Brown. So I can't imagine your punishment, Dr. Brown, for leading people away from God in the way you're doing it. What you're doing is so evil that you will be held accountable probably more than Maimonides and some of these others. You're the one who is the deceptor. You're the one on the ground that's taking people and leading them to the guillotine. I mean, it's terrible what you're up to, man. It's terrible. And so, no, I don't hate you, Dr. Brown. No, I don't hate Jews, ADL that's monitoring my videos. No, I don't hate any of you. It's just, hey, look, we got a problem here. You guys are the ones that are saying this crap about we're going to decapitate people who love Jesus. That's you guys. And that's you, Dr. Brown, covering up on it. That's you guys. So we've got a problem here. We need to get down to the bottom of it. We need to get down to the bottom of what's Education Day. There's a rabbi praying in Congress not too long ago talking about these Noahide laws and how it's our values and everything. We got Trump who's saying that the way to fight globalism is to spread sodomy. So we've got a major problem here with Shabbos Goy and with you guys. Okay? So, hey, just saying, man. Love ya. But I hope you will repent and tell the truth. Because if you don't, it's going to be on you, dude. It's on you. All I can do is persuade you with kindness to change your evil ways. Okay? That's all I can do right now. That's all I can do. All right? You guys, you're asking for even worse than that. All right? I'm kind of good-natured, and I love you. I really do. But some people might take this a little bit rough, Dr. Brown. They might take it a little bit rough, and when they figure out what a heretic and liar you were, you may not fare well on this planet. You sure aren't going to fare well once you leave this planet. So that's it. Noahide law deception going down, Brown.